Alright everybody, welcome back to another scary video. I'm not in the same place I record in normally. I moved from, well, let's just say I'm not in my room. I'm in a whole different place now. Yeah, so, anyway. Today, we're not gonna watch all three. Actually, we could. No, we'll not. We're only gonna watch the first, KFC night. You know what? Today we're gonna watch only one true KFC night shift horror story animated by Horror Shorts Party. Obviously, I'm a fan, so not trying to steal content or anything, just trying to react. I believe I can just put everybody's channel in the link in the description, so I will do that. I believe I can. If there's no links, sorry, but I'm pretty sure I can. So, let's get this started. Alright, still watching, but narrated by Terrence Nicholson.
This is one of the most disturbing fast food stories on the internet. It was a popular legendary KFC tale that surfaced the internet around the year 2016, when a customer's photograph of one of his fried chickens went viral. There were many allegations made by the customer and users on the internet, but KFC has since responded, defending their innocence. All in all, we decided to shed light on the bizarre scenario and make a disturbing animation inspired by the whole ordeal. Here's what it looked like. A few years ago, I went on a solo road trip to see some family. I was forced to...
Hold on. Okay. I've never seen this type of animation. That's all I'm saying.
See some family. I was forced to leave later in the day, as I had to finish up my last shift at work for the week before getting my time off. I don't mind night driving, but a few hours into it, I realized that I was starving. I'd been running around like a madman all day preparing for the trip, and I'd forgotten to eat anything but a slice of toast for breakfast. I stopped at the next exit and looked for somewhere to get some grub. Unfortunately, I found myself in one of those desolate stopover towns where a bunch of sketchy gas stations, cheap motels, and greasy fast food joints were cluttered around the intersection of the interstate in a random...
Now, listen. Normally, when you're going out somewhere, you want to just go to like what he said, greasy fast food restaurant. Really? Sorry. If you wanted to go somewhere, sure, fast food would work, but you could always just go to that gas station real quick, pick up like a little snack and snack off that. You don't really have to go to a greasy fast food restaurant. But even then, you can just go to like a fancy restaurant, get some food there. Just a normal restaurant. You don't have to go to a fast food place,
Get some grub. Unfortunately, I found myself in one of those desolate stopover towns where a bunch of sketchy gas stations, cheap motels, and greasy fast food joints were cluttered around the intersection of the interstate in a random rural highway. After that, it didn't seem like there was any civilization for miles and miles. And as I was pretty far out in the middle of nowhere, almost everything was closed. The only place that was open was a KFC, which looked like it had been left unrenovated.
Are we even going to talk about this KFC? I mean, come on. That doesn't look safe at all. That place literally looks like it's from... The place looks like it's zombified. It's green. It's probably moldy inside. I bet there's no one in there working. That's disgusting.
Civilization for miles and miles. And as I was pretty far out in the middle of nowhere, almost everything was closed. The only place that was open was a KFC, which looked like it had been left unrenovated for decades. I love fried chicken as much as the next guy, but KFC was never my choice. In that moment, though, I was hungry enough that it sounded delicious. Strangely, as I pulled into the parking lot, looking through the dining room window, the place seemed pretty packed with people, despite being past 10 o'clock. But the moment I walked in, I caught a whiff of something nasty, like rotten milk. And as I pinched my nose, I was struck with another realization. The place was actually almost empty. The shapes that I thought were people were actually just a ridiculous number of cardboard cutouts of the Colonel, hauntingly bent out of shape and fixed into place to make it seem like they were sitting at the tables or waiting in line. All of them seemed to stare at the front door, and many of them had been scribbled on, like some kid with a Sharpie tried to pull a prank on the place. The only real person in the dining room was this hulking brute crammed into one of the corners.
Am I even gonna comment on him or like?
Down on a huge order of fried chicken. He looked a little special, like that thing from the boonies. He was huge, but his face was deformed, and his proportions were all out of whack.
My reaction would be like, yeah. Wait, I'm close to him. Okay, I'm done.
Order of fried chicken. He looked a little special, like that thing from the boonies. He was huge, but his face was deformed, and his proportions were all out of whack. Thankfully, he didn't look up from his food, so I ignored him. I put aside my questions about the Colonel cutouts, and figured the owners were just trying to appear as though they had more business than they actually did. The place didn't smell great, but the way that lame giant in the corner was feasting led me to believe that the food couldn't be that bad. I approached the counter, where unfortunately the red flags continued to go up. The cashier behind the register was the palest, greasiest.
Man, I don't like this animation style, man.
Growth must have been stunted or something. Like he was inbred out of some 5th generation ranch. And when he smiled to greet me, his teeth took me for quite a shock. Many of his teeth were missing, and the ones that were left were crooked and coated with plaque. How may I help you? I just need a second to look at the menu. Not a KFC regular, I see. No, not exactly. You from around here? No, just passing through. Going far? I don't know. How far is far to you? Are you traveling alone? That's none of your business, respectfully. And, I'll take a number 1 with a Coke, please. That'll be right out, tumbleweed. Hold on, what'd you call me? He didn't answer me. He just slinked back into the kitchen and disappeared. I pulled out my...
Man, I'm sorry I keep pausing, but like, me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect.
my food, but of course there wasn't a single bar of service here. Though not a minute later, the cashier came back with my meal. Here you go. Enjoy. I already knew just by how quickly the food came out that it wasn't going to be fresh. He picked up some stuff that had probably been sitting out for hours. For a moment, I considered leaving and looking for somewhere else to eat, but I'd already spent the money, and my stomach was growling so loud that I'd eat just about anything as long as it was warm. I sat down and took out my food. As I picked up what was supposed to be a chicken breast, I immediately noticed that something was seriously wrong. It was entirely the wrong shape, and it had a tail. I picked off the breading and saw black fur underneath, along with whiskers and eyes. And that's when I realized it was a rat. I flipped out and immediately snapped a photo of it. I then stormed up to the counter, holding the rat in my hand with a napkin and shoving it in the cashier's face. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you blind or are you just stupid?
Bro, you don't instantly go to yelling like that, man. Man's like, I grabbed the rat calmly, and then I walked up to the cash register. What the That's how it was like.
To the counter, holding the rat in my hand with a napkin and shoving it in the cashier's face. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you blind or are you just stupid? Stop smiling, punk! You served me a rat! Look at this! Would you eat this? That looks finger-licking good to me. I threw the rat in his face and he barely flinched. Screw this! I'm out of here! I hope you go bankrupt, you inbred weasel! I threw him the finger and walked off, heading for the door. Unfortunately, my exit was blocked. That giant simpleton from the corner had gotten up and stood in front of the doorway, trapping me inside. Don't be mean to my big brother! He's a really good cook! Show a little respect for your elders, dimwit! Are you kidding me? That's your big brother? I turned around to point at the scrawny cashier, but to my surprise, he was standing right behind me, holding the deep-fried rat in his hand. I tried to be quick and get past the troll blocking my way, but his reaction time was much faster than I expected. He grabbed me instantly and put me in a vice grip with his freakishly large hands on my upper arms. He then lifted me in the air so my feet couldn't touch the ground. I was like a little kid being bullied on the playground by some older kids. Say you're sorry, now! Ricky. I think it's a little late for that. The man had his chance and he wasted it. He doesn't know I'm the best cook in the county, because he never tried my home-style recipe. Let's change that, little bro. Hold him down! No, please, you can't! You're insane! I struggled, trying to break free. But it was no use against the strength of that freak. The cashier attempted to force open my jaw, but I clamped it shut. I wasn't going to let him put that rat in my mouth. I gritted my teeth, waiting for somebody to come by and put a stop to this. But nobody came. An eternity seemed to pass by without a single car passing. And that's when I realized I was so far out into the country that I was beyond help. I was in their territory, and they knew it. All the cardboard kernels were staring at me, waiting for me to obey. It was only a matter of time before they wore me down, prying at my jaw until I didn't have the strength to put up a fight anymore. Don't do it! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I told you it was too late for that! Now open wide! Here comes the plane! He crammed the rat into my mouth and forced my jaw to clamp down on it. Immediately, the cold flavor of garbage and sweat took over. I could feel every wiry hair and every chewy bit of sinewy meat. But the maniac wasn't satisfied with me just taking a bite. He held my mouth shut and pinched my nose so I couldn't breathe until I swallowed. As soon as I did, I gagged, wanting so badly to throw up. I used every ounce of willpower not to, because I knew they would probably make me eat it again. They didn't loosen their grip until I'd eaten the whole thing. I crunched every tiny little bone and ate every single organ. The worst part of all was the tail, which got stuck in my throat on the way down. After what felt like hours, they let me go and I fell to my knees. Wasn't that finger licking good? I didn't even think about responding. I scrambled up to my feet and bolted out the door, running to my car and driving away for dear life. I couldn't bear to think about seeing my family after what had happened, so I got back on the interstate going the way I had come from, speeding over 100 miles an hour. To this day, members of my family ask me why I didn't show up to that reunion, and every time I answer them, I lie. I'll never let them find out what happened, but at least the internet knows. On June 12, 2016, a KFC customer posted a viral photograph of a piece of KFC chicken on his Facebook page that appeared to be a rat. You can clearly see the body, along with its long string of fried breading resembling a tail. KFC has since responded to the allegations by sending out pictures showing how the original photo clearly showed white meat and couldn't possibly be a rat. A very similar case occurred at a Chick-fil-A, which we showcase in our Chick-fil-A video for those that haven't seen that yet. At the end of the day, we'll never really know if it was finger licking good or not.
Yeah, let's just move on. Alright, so I wanted to do this video in particular because last night Dream did a face reveal and the whole world went crazy. Literally in like, I want to say like 8 or 11 hours, it got like 17 million views. It probably is more. It definitely is more by now, but I want to react to this video. So, let's see it. This is Dream Milk's face reveal by Meat Canyon. So, let's see where this goes.
Hi. This is so awkward talking to the camera for the first time. I'm Clay, also known as Dream. You may have heard of me, or not. Well, this is my face reveal, and this is what I look like. I'm so happy to reveal my face.